Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is your favorite crypto trading show, Crypto Bros, Trading Bros, and Coffee. Hey, we have a new guest today. He's a time traveler. He came from the early 1990s. We got Captain Keaton in his heel finger comb back haircut. How are you, man?
What's up, guys? I'm doing good this morning. Just woke up, ready
Hey,
to see what the market does.
hey,
Apparently, I'm
man.
from the 90s.
Hey, man.
Time traveled all the way back from here.
When you go back, I just want to give you a couple of tips. You definitely want to bet on the Bulls in the NBA championships.
All right, I'll make sure to do that. Hey,
Yeah.
are Tamagotchis still a thing?
No.
Ah, damn.
You gonna pull those out too?
Bro, they're all the rage in the 90s.
So real quick, we just closed New York's CME from Friday. That happened early this morning. So we don't have any open CMEs out there to go grab. So this is going to be a really cool week, and B Wellington's already on the chart. So with that move up that we had overnight, do you think we're going to get a pullback?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, so this is the daily, and we're up here kind of testing this. This is the 13 EMA on the daily. This is probably going to be the 200 on the hourly. But as you can see, we've got these low volume nodes to the upside, so we're kind of at the POC for this particular formation, and so we're kind of testing, moving up into these low volume areas. If we do start to get some volume in here and really start to accelerate, then of course first we need to break this peak here, which is at the 1372 area, and then we got this peak over at 1402. So we've kind of tested into these areas a little bit. We really haven't gotten there. It wouldn't surprise me if we pumped all the way up into this 1467 area, and then on a longer time frame, then our next big high volume node, which they're attracted to, is going to be on that 1574 area. Of course, this is on the daily, so this could take an entire week to kind of get through. But it's just going to be about the volume that comes into the chart. If you look at things like unbalanced volume, I mean, we're not at some of the peaks and the highs, which is where I like to see, kind of fading moves at. So we're kind of sitting in this middle. So really, we could go any way. We're kind of at one of those critical moments. I mean, if you look at the volume down here, we were increasing to the downside, and here we are kind of moving up. So we've had these 3 down days, and now we've got this day moving up. So we could hang out here for a little bit. We've got RSIs kind of in the middle as well. So just from the daily chart, it looks like we're kind of in one of these deciding points. If we go to the hourly, we've got a little bit different situation on the shorter term. So normally what happens is, we've gotten through this area. We've got this vector candle that came off the 200 to try to push the 50 to cross over into the 200. But the volume's really kind of, well, I guess we've got a little bit of volume that's come in. But our next point of resistance, I would say we've got, just some imbalance here still on the chart. But we've got the 800 up here in last week's high. So if we do start to move up aggressively, start breaking these peaks, move into this 800, I would look at this as our next form of resistance. A lot of times what you'll find is as we get to these peaks, anybody that went long in this area may be still trapped, and therefore, when we get here, we may get that pull back because we're going to want to come back and touch the 200 on the hourly. We've got a lot of the RSI in the momentum waves to the upside. We've got the overbought signal here as well on that end. So I would expect for us to get up into this 1396 area and then have a pullback, probably, back to this area here, which is the, probably close to the POC, which is that 1325 as far as the pullback is concerned. At that point, you would anticipate that it move back up. If it is going to break that 800, it's going to need some volume, but I will tell you that most of the time it doesn't break it on the first time unless there's just a ton of short volume that's out there. And I really don't see it, from what I'm looking at on the 14-minute chart. It's going to pretty much tell you, the same as the hourly. We've got, as I mentioned, these two peaks, this 1373 and then up again in this area. So we'll have some pullbacks there, kind of already getting a pullback already. The first 30 minutes of the session, as far as New York is concerned, is always one you got to pay attention to, because generally the early move is the trappy move that then pulls back. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But those are the levels that we're looking at. As far as open interest is starting to build, right? And so we've got some folks that are coming on board. I would imagine that these are long, given kind of the way that it looks, but we will see. Some of the other things we like to take a look at. We've got CVD spot. This is on balance on the Binance chain. The aggregate is going up. This doesn't look like it's going up. So maybe I was looking at an older chart. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, so we're so OI, right? I'll take that back, especially on Binance, it's moving down as price goes up. So what I like to see is OI get on board and start moving in the same direction as price. And then you generally try to get a reversal there, but you've got spot is flat, and Nobi off balance volumes kind of moving to the downside as well. So I do expect a pullback based upon looking at this chart. If you look at the Dow, we've opened up and we've had a big day yesterday. We have a big day today. Early on, a big move to the upside. So looks like all the markets, including traditional, are up. Oil's up as well, which is a little bit concerning relative to the Federal Reserve and all that good stuff, inflation-wise. But, we're up early. We've only been open in the market for about 20 minutes, so we will just have to see how that goes. Today is October the 4th. We had some news yesterday as far as the ISM and the construction spending, but nothing that was hugely surprising. Today at 10 a.m., we do have job openings, quits. All this is very relevant relative to how the Fed is measuring job growth, ADP employment reports. We do have some good news coming out this week, initial jobless claims. All of these is information that we can use to determine when the Fed's going to pivot, when the Fed's going to start lightening up the load relative to some of their hikes. But, my opinion is I don't see it happening anytime soon, but there's enough short interest out there that we could get a move to the upside. More of a move to the upside, but at some point we've got to retrace and confirm that move to the upside. So that's all I got on my end. Clutch, what's happening on your end?
Let's check it out, big guy.
Thanks, big guy.
Hold on. That's all right. Okay, cool beans. So as you can see, we started off here yesterday down in this range where we were really just trying to fill this gap, and as you can see, there's still a gap here as they're moving up. We're pretty much balanced on the short and long side for liquidations. And we're just slowly ranging our way back up in there. So there's not telling you a whole lot of stuff, but we do have some guys up here in the, it's $121 million liquidation at 1367, which we're pretty close to right now. And then we got another 60 million that's open up there at 1404. So there's definitely some room to move to the upside. Let's take a look at Bookmap and see what we got going on over there. So, boom. Okay. Bookmap right here. So if you guys can get a good look at this, as you can see, we're definitely getting some heavier order flow up to the upside right now. We're testing this 1360 area again. If we do break through that, go ahead and expect us to keep riding up to it could be possible up into that 1400 range pretty easily. However, we could easily get rejected here and then start coming back down, and then we do I do agree that we're due for a small pullback. I'm looking for just a really small pullback down into the 1330s, and which will be right around where all those EMAs are crossing us that we looked at on the 1 hour and the 30 minutes. So I think we'll come down there and get a bounce back to head to the upside. So I'm short in the very midterm down to that range, and I'm bullish after that. So I think this rocket ship's just getting its fuel to get ready to take off to the moon, big guy.
Well,
Back to
how much
you.
fuel it's
Moon.
Back to you, Frank.
to move up, like you're talking about. There's just not a lot of short interest out there, as far as Ethereum is concerned. I think a lot of folks are, kind of sitting back and kind of seeing how things go. What I'll say is this: everybody's anticipating this big bear market rally, this rip to the upside. And that's why these longs are jumping on so quick, because they don't want to miss it. And it's holding price back. It's really holding price back. They're switching like nobody's business, and we've somewhat lost correlation with the stock market as well. The stock market's up 600 points. Normally, at least Dow is concerned, and I mean we're up, but we're not like massively up. I mean, normally when the market pumps like this, crypto's at a 10%, 11% move, and we're just not. So maybe the correlation is starting to fade, or maybe they want you to think the correlation is going to fade, so they can get some more participation on board.
Very possible. So that's all we have for you guys today. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Stay frosty out there, my friends. Until next time.